there is a place where the disc golfer can travel to and will find a paradise. A place with rolling hills, trimmed grass, and rippling water. Some will travel here for that chance to compete and be crowned with glory, to be called champion. And at the same time, rejuvenate themselves with community, family, and friends. A place where everyone can make memories that will last a lifetime. Here, that disc golfer can find everything they need to make their dreams come true. So join us and experience an event like you've never seen before. We look forward to seeing you at the St. Louis Open. Hello and welcome back to Crew 42's coverage of the 2025 St. Louis Open, sponsored by MVP Disc Sports. We are here in round 2 back 9 coverage at Carrolton Park out here in Missouri. And joining me on the commentator's mic, I have Frank Smith. How we doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, Zach. How are you?
I'm doing great. If you haven't already, please consider liking, subscribing, hit that notification button, and you'll find out when we have more tournament coverages coming out. You don't want to miss out on it. Of course, also, thank you to the sponsors of an event like this, because without their assistance, we couldn't have this much fun. And Frank and I really like having fun, don't we?
Very much so. Prefer it.
Hey, front 9 scores here. Aidan has put himself with a 5-stroke lead over our lead card and looks to be in a dominant position to start running away. Any thoughts on that before we get into the round?
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. So we've got 27 holes of golf left, and truly anything could happen. I mean, look, the course that we'll play tomorrow and the rest of the 9 here today are all very, very scoreable.
And speaking of this back 9, of course, we've already seen some OBs with the road already involved, so they're going to have to stay clean if they're trying to catch up to Aidan. And, of course, if he stays clean, it might just be a runaway show. But this is trouble.
Yep, already starting. Looked almost like he was expecting the disc to come out. He forced it over out of his hand. It just never fought out.
This looks like a better line. We do see a little bit of trickling rain that is on its way. It's kind of just giving us spurts here and there right now. Nothing that needs to be running for cover yet.
This looks great. If it can get in front of that tree, and it cannot. Good roll, though. Came out the backside. Looking for a long putt.
And, of course, most of these baskets are located right in the corners or edges of the road or sidewalk or hills, so there is kind of a danger behind this basket. And speaking of danger, John's coming in hot. That'll work.
That'll work. Sidewalk is safe.
Thank goodness, right?
At least for John, right?
Long range shot here from Aidan.
So, Zach, tell me, how close do you think is acceptable for there to be OB to a bucket?
I think a couple different parameters are required for that. I think distance of the hole matters.
Okay.
And I think that elevation matters as well in that decision making.
Okay.
I would say with optimal situation, so like,
not optimal.
That's not optimal.
No.
No, not at all for Adrian. But I would say 20 feet is probably the closest I would say is arguable.
Mm-hmm.
Much more than that. And then we need to really start talking about the purpose of that OB being there.
Yep, I would agree.
And it's like sometimes it's a feature that's really hard to avoid. Like it's on the edge of a hill, which is along water. And so like it just naturally is there.
Right.
I feel the same way about bushes too.
Yep.
When you have like a bush that's 1 foot from the edge of the basket there, it's like what we saw with Adrian hole 1.
I was going to say hole 1.
Hole 1.
The 8-foot layup.
It's like sometimes you just get stuck in some bad situations. I don't think that makes the hole bad because there's so much free space left, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So like I think there's just a combination of things, but you can make arguments based on certain holes.
Okay.
Hole 11 though does have some stuff around it, but it's not that close.
Okay.
At 7:15, this is a huge pump off the tee. Get as much distance as you can. The second shot here is around a corner. If you get left of the fairway, you can see the basket on the approach, which is what you really want to have.
The thing with this approach, though, is you want this to be as short as you possibly can.
Agreed.
Because those bushes come into play. Oh, sit down. Those bushes come into play really, really quick. And if you were to saw something off or push it long, there's nothing. I mean, it's the same bushes that we saw on hole 1 with Adrian's putt, and not an ideal spot to be.
Agreed. Jon really going to be in the ideal angle. Dallas is still a little far right from here. You see a lot of backhands, which is running the risk. Though this needed to flip up. Otherwise, that looked road bound. This is really good. There is a pine tree that the catch cam is currently standing next to that can get in your way on the approach. The closer you are to it, the more manageable it tends to be. Uh-oh. This has got to flip a lot. I don't think it's going to.
Oh,
yeah, that tree didn't help. And even though this is an enormous smash, that's not our basket. We're on the other side of the road, so that's going to be OB.
No, and he didn't even
advance that far.
Yeah, I mean, he maybe cut off 100 feet.
I do like the forehand, though, because if you throw something is like committed and it has enough stability, you can actually get a little skip off the road.
This is the danger when you don't. Okay.
That tree, though, yeah.
I was going to say, you almost want to play for the skip off the road because air shot that hits that tree is not going to stay safe. I like the committed flex here from Jon. I don't like the result. That tree kind of screwed him over, but he'll have a putt.
Cut a little speed. You can see the feather for the circle's edge. He'll be in shallow circle 2 there. And it's a free putt. No hills this time. So, like, no major rollaway potential.
One thing that... that's a very unfortunate branch. Wind kind of flipped that up. One thing that a lot of these guys are doing, especially throwing into a green that's protected, is making sure that they leave themselves a putt, because when you don't, this is what happens. It looks like Aidan was trying to park that. Most players would opt to throw wide, and maybe this was just something that he wasn't thinking about in the moment. I know I do that regularly, but when you sit back and you think about the shot and you trust your putt, you're going to put that to 25 feet and you're going to make your putt, rather than forcing the corner and leaving you with nothing.
It does feel very strange because a lot of disc golfers I talk to, it feels like their game plan is only to park the hole.
Yep.
And the harsh reality is that if you feel confident as a putter, you don't need to. You just need to get within 25.
Right.
I've been talking to someone recently who said maybe you don't need to throw forehands, Zach. You just throw putters straight, and you're just going to get to a 25-foot putt, and you can just make a birdie that way.
Exactly. I think there's an interview with Paul Macbeth a few years back talking about that, saying that if you feel comfortable at a 15-foot range, if you can get that to like 23 feet, you double the size of the
circle,
area that you can land. And that's, if you want to do the math yourself, you can. But, yeah, the more comfortable you are at longer ranges, the better off you're going to be.
Unfortunately for Adrian right now, as we take a look at scores, Jon's off to the start he needed to be on in order to start catching up strokes. He's already down 2 strokes to Aidan right now, who's going to be tapping into par. Adrian, however, all that work he did in that front 9 to get himself to right the ship.
It's back.
Yeah, it's all back, and with interest, unfortunately, as he takes 2 back-to-back double bogeys and some unfortunate OB strokes. As we move over to hole 12, this needs to be a birdie. If you're trying to attack this course and lead the event, this is a birdie opportunity at 295. The trees on the right here and the short basket, it's very manageable to avoid it. You just have to make sure your disc is overstable enough. Try to get a little skip action, flare in front of this kind of opening. The same way we just said, you're not really looking to park the hole. I don't think that's a good shot.
Nope.
You just want to get 20 feet short and have a putt. And usually you get something better if you just push that front edge.
Yep.
The big mistake people do is juice it. I love this.
That's excellent.
And that's a little short from what Jon wants, but still a putt.
Yep. And he's not trying to push that back wall. Like you said, you're kind of keeping it close. Worst case scenario, you hit these trees in the middle, and you're left with an 80-footer. Now you throw something like this, and you're hoping for a look through the brush. Like he's circle 1, but it's possible that there's nothing there.
Yeah, and just so we're aware, there is nothing over there. It's just a wall of trees. You do not want to be over there.
My goodness.
And unfortunately for Aidan, he did not get that to flare in the right direction.
That looked like a 13 speed.
It was fast. It was fast.
Whatever it was really, really aggressive. And I don't know if that was purely just what he felt comfortable with, or if that was just his most overstable disc. But a little surprised to see him go that fast of a disc here.
It's hard to tell too because it looks like the wind has died down. It has not. So we're getting a little bit of a swirl. So
Yep.
6 holes ago, these guys had a really readable, dependable wind. Now they're picking discs. Like, I think he picked a less overstable disc, honestly, thinking it was going to swing with the wind, hit that middle pocket and flipped a little bit. And like now now it missed a shot completely.
Yeah, so there's nothing over there.
No. Last year there was a turbo spot.
Okay.
There's like a pocket back there. But it has grown in since then. And Jon, too uncomfortable, unfortunately.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
Yeah, with his stance, and he's going to have to tap in a par.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Opportunity to gain another stroke on Aidan there, and Jon's putt is awesome because it's low commitment. I mean, it's high commitment, but the miss after it is so small because it's so pitchy.
Yep.
The downside is when you get into a situation like this. You put Simon Lizotte there with his spin putt, and it's just, maybe awkward footing, but it's the same commitment.
Hole 10 at Ledgestone at Northwood Black where he spins that. I filmed that, by the way. I was the gimbal behind him.
That's awesome.
Sorry, shout out to myself. Hole 13 now, par 5. This is one of the more challenging holes. Again, you're going to see some different plays here. Last year, we saw people land in this initial landing zone, and then if you don't push far enough where you kind of see the drone going under the bushing, you'll actually see people take forehand or big anhyzer around the trees over the road, and then you want to get into this landing zone, this pocket, a pitch up from here, elevated basket. I don't think this circles edge to the road, so this is a fair distance to the road here. Like, the elevated basket is what makes it feel close.
Right.
And at this point, the rain is looming. Like, we can see the very, very dark patch on its way.
It's dark.
Much darker than it was on hole 6, 7, and 8. It changes that fast. And these first 2 drives are a little short. You will open up the opportunity to take forehand if you want to. I would imagine from those positions they're going to try to opt to go underneath the drone spot.
I'd be surprised to see either Aidan. I wouldn't be surprised to see either Aidan or Adrian go for the eagle here.
Yeah, so Aidan was taking the eagle line. He's trying to land as close as he can to the road.
Right.
Last year he did it successfully. He parked it right along the edge and threw a huge anhyzer, and that was a mess.
This looks great. Oh, no skip. That's very unfortunate. No skip. Yeah, see, here's the thing about Aidan's shot here is, yes, he is now out of bounds, add an additional stroke. But let's just say he goes for it and makes his putt. It's still a birdie, right? It looks like it's exactly what he's doing. I
was shocked that he didn't take
the Annie route.
That is prime position. He's a little farther back than what he wants, but I thought for sure he was going to lay down a roller. For sure. I imagine that he's probably worried about some of those bushes kind of catching some of that roller turn,
or getting it out on the road and hitting a rock or something.
I mean, he had a huge lead a few holes ago. He only has a 2-stroke lead. I don't know how often he checks scores, but if he did look at scores, oh no, my lead's only 2 now, he might be thinking we're just going to take a par and move on.
Adrian is just struggling, just kind of pitching back and forth now. This is one of those situations where
I think they're rushing because of the rain.
Yeah.
They're trying to get this hole done before the rain comes. They can feel it. Again, very similar to RCO from earlier this year, where you guys are like, we just go before the rain comes, rather than thinking, hey, if we take an hour break and then come back, if I'm warmed up, it'll be fine. I can still score. And I think there's a little. Aidan is the only one in my mind who looks comfortable.
Yep. Jon a little bit.
Yeah, Jon looked like he was rushing his last approach a little bit.
Yeah. I just would have this, like I said, this is one of those situations where Adrian really needs to just reset.
Sure.
And just because he's 11 back of the leader doesn't mean that he's 11 back of cash.
Right.
There's still a lot of money out there. And I think here's the rain.
Yeah, and you can hear the horn there is signaling that we are officially in a rain delay. We were in a rain delay for a little over, I think, an hour, just about.
Okay.
So speak for a moment real quick, actually, about that. As a player, how do you
how you set for this, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
You're Aidan looking on momentum versus Adrian, who's desperately needing a reset, right?
Right.
How do we approach this?
Yeah, the best thing you can do is to act like it didn't even happen. You have to almost enjoy the time off. Like, thanks, you get a little break, but you have to bounce back and be in the same competitive mindset. And I know for probably Adrian and Dallas here, they don't want to be here. It's been a frustrating day. Oh, man, that is nasty.
Well, Jon looks like he might be getting another stroke after all.
Yep. But going back to that, they probably both don't really want to be here. And so taking the time to just enjoy playing some disc golf with your buddies is really important here. Because, yeah, there were people on hole 18 when this happened.
Sure.
People that had to stick around for an hour, hour and a half
to throw,
waiting to throw maybe
one putt.
One putt. Yeah, one shot.
A tap in.
Exactly.
Hopefully, I wasn't paying attention to if that happened or not. Hopefully it didn't.
Sorry to those who maybe had to deal with that.
Hole 14 says 410. I think it plays maybe a smidge under that. It is uphill though, so a lot of parameters here to work with. I think the best play is throw backhand flex, or if you have the forehand power to just rip at it, kind of at the bushes just short of the basket, and then try to flare towards the basket. Speak again for a moment here. It's rain now. It's a fish. Like, if it was a little damp earlier, the tee pads are now
right.
You can see it. Does this play into your preparation at all? Like,
yes. There's a lot of things that
all that water.
That was a lot of rain. There's a lot of things that come into play with something like this. For example, tee pads. You're now thinking about grip. If you were wearing maybe tennis shoes earlier, you might be switching into your more grippy shoes. If you know you're a try hard like that. I personally only have one pair of shoes. Shout out Vessi. I don't know if we can get a sponsorship or not, but
well, now they have to because you said it.
I think so legally. Yeah, but there's also the factor of all your discs in your bag are gonna be wet because this
is really good, by the way.
That was very good. But you put a wet disc in your bag and it makes the two next to it wet, and you set your bag down and a tree hit, or someone bumps a tree next to you,
sure.
And everything's soaked.
Everything's wet.
So taking a little extra time, drying off your discs with your pretty wet towel. Your shirt's probably going to be a little dirty because you're going to be drying off with your shirt.
Speaking of a little extra time, I mean, we just taking an extra second here, looking at Adrian's ace run here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, 410 uphill. That's not a small pump.
He has one of the biggest forehands.
He looked like he didn't try.
Yeah, that I've seen. It's really impressive to me.
Like, I don't know how, it looked like a layup.
Yeah.
And yet it somehow...
It was hyzer the whole way. There was no flex. I mean, it popped up a little bit, but...
Yeah, flipped a flat.
Yep.
And we got a couple approaches here. Aidan really the only one who's off fairway. He's over this left side of the bush. There's no OB over here other than the road, so he just has to pitch up and over, and almost gives it a run.
Yeah. Yeah. Jon's probably a little farther out than he wants to be for his par putt, especially on a hole that he feels like he can get a stroke. But Jon's a really good putter and very high rated. So
yeah, he's second highest rated, I think, in the field.
Yeah, he's played enough disc golf that he'll be all right.
Yeah, just interesting to see how we're going to kind of, I feel like the rain delay is a disadvantage to Jon and an advantage to pretty much everyone else on the card.
I would agree.
Because Adrian looks more comfortable. The putt he missed originally is just coming off the rain, right?
Exactly, yep.
Now he's looking more comfortable all of a sudden. Hole 15, we'll see if he can keep that. This might be one of the trickiest holes I've ever seen. It's a dogleg right. We're actually going to pass right next to the power lines. Don't worry, I didn't crash it. And the basket is tucked in on this hill way up.
Wow.
The play here again, and I'm so glad you've never seen this because you didn't know any of this when you started making some comments. The play for this is not to get parked. It's not. It's to get to the base of the hill
and give yourself a look.
And give yourself an uphill putt. Adrian here, threw this shot, turned back to David, the cameraman, and says, I can't throw it any softer. I cannot throw that disc any softer, and I still can't get it to come up short. And I don't know what he's throwing.
Yeah,
but someone find him a disc.
Your ways. Yeah,
find one less glide for him. Just same disc, one less glide.
It was close.
Dallas looking to get in a good position. This is a little inside. Gets the pop up. That's it right there.
That's the spot.
Great result for Dallas. He'll have a great chance at a birdie.
Now, another interesting thing, I'm going to say this before they start putting. The putt on this hole is not going to be easy.
Oh, what a terrible ground action. He's going to be tucked behind the bushes there.
Because if you hit the cage on this putt, it's coming
yes.
all the way back
See
down.
ya.
So I'd be interested to see if some of these guys are opting the layup. I know Adrian's not.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he knows that sucks, and at the same time, still in play.
Yep. Jon is laying this up, is my guess, because it doesn't really look like a layup. But he rushed it. It was quick. It was not letting his brain think about it, just playing some disc golf.
Oh, come on.
And that was going in, I think.
2 great bids from Adrian. One gets a nasty roll, and what is Aidan looking at here?
Nothing. Getting it.
Imagine he just threw that in.
Yeah, skips off a branch and goes in. Makes up for his last putt.
Dallas with the best chance at a birdie here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's a hike of a putt, too. He had to lift that sucker
Yeah,
up.
he did. Couple tap-ins for 2 pars, 1 bogey. Yeah, I think this hole plays relatively on the tougher side in terms of earning the birdie. Looking at the stats right now, plays as the 4th most difficult hole, averages .34 over par, and only having 3 birdies, including Neil and Shade in the field. And we're going to move over to the last 3 holes here. Finishing 3, we'll see a judgment. We talked about Logan's hole 16, par 4. In my opinion, it's gettable. With a great, with a perfect
roller.
pump. I would think you even could. I think you might be able to get there as an air shot.
Okay.
But I think the roller's the more regular play to get there. There is a Mando on a tree because the hole 17 comes abuts the other direction.
Right.
And so I think it's gettable. Most common plays are just this. You're throwing a forehand. There's a pine tree right there you see in the center fairway. You're trying to get in front of that or around it. That's what I said. And from there, you have a pretty reasonable approach. It is. I think it really is. You can go for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me to see Adrian just send it at this point. Big Annie.
That's what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that Aidan has gone for it in the past.
This might be a go for it.
That's his roller disc.
This
blue halo.
That needs to stay. Oh, it's around.
And I think this is going to curl up too quick.
It's going to. He's going to have about 100-footer, if I had to guess.
Oh, it's shorter than that.
Oh, you think?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's longer than 100 feet. It's too short for 100.
Well, this is not a go for it unless Adrian has something that he hasn't shown
I don't know.
Yet.
He just threw 410 uphill.
Wow.
That's just yanked.
Yeah, it's too high.
Yeah, I think that so here's the thing, right? If he hits that, I think in his intended line, which is probably 10 feet lower in between the pine tree and the tree he hit, I think that he gives it enough space to actually swing to the basket there using the road.
Oh, man, don't add another one. Don't. Oh.
I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
That's awesome.
It jumped over the lip and gets back in bounds, and he was certain it was OB from distance. Oh. He didn't even ask me if it was OB or not. He just thought it was OB.
It was.
Yeah. Because it went over the road. There's a huge ridge. Like, it doesn't come back over that.
Well, it does if you're Adrian.
Sure. We'll take... Hey, he's had some rough breaks today.
Yep, got to give him something.
We're going to give him this back. Jon came up real short. Kind of surprisingly short.
Yep. This too.
Yeah, not quite.
Very uncommitted. It looks a little downhill from this perspective.
It is.
And there's close OB. Like you said, every one of these baskets is in a corner. They do a really good job of making you throw a good upshot.
I would argue that, because as I mentioned in the front nine, there's a bunch of different pin positions. I think there's 4 on every hole, if I was correct on that. 2 for the blue and 2 for the gray.
Okay.
I think that if they moved all the blues to the alternate pin positions, a lot of the holes would feel not dangerous enough.
Okay.
Where it's just like, I'm just going to throw in a field and I'm never worried about road. And a lot of these pin positions, there we go, Jon. Even though they are close to the road, I don't, outside of I think 2 holes off the top of my head, I've never looked at it and went, that's unfair. Right?
I would agree.
They're all reasonable. Oh, no.
Man.
Gets the lucky break, but then airballs the putt.
Yeah, and this is not I mean, you're not playing good. Your disc is now wet because it was on the ground. You don't want to make this comebacker.
Oh, you want to make it.
I
you
mean,
just don't want to putt it.
You just don't want to actually throw the putt.
Yeah, you just don't want to have that.
Dallas and Jon with some clean back nines to start.
Yep. And this is a one-stroke race right now, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken, as we
that
move
is
over to hole
correct.
17, 295. This is one of the tighter fairways. I think that the most of the shots are going to go left of this tree, not in the left
Okay.
pocket that I'm trying to avoid crashing the drone in. And again, uphill, you can't really see the road, but it's closer to circle's edge, maybe a little longer than that behind the basket. If you happen to push the ceiling and keep it high enough, you could find the OB.
Okay.
But like you kind of have to hit the perfect combination of bad. That's the good thing.
That is the perfect combination of good,
Yeah,
if I had to describe it
Yeah,
or
you just
define it.
hit the hill, let it pop up, and you're going to be in circle.
No.
That's the tree, and he knew it too.
Yep, all
Arms
the way
up.
in.
Yeah,
That's one of those demoralizing shots where you throw it well, but you miss by a foot and you're punished as a result.
yeah. You hit the tree that's not even a disc
Right.
width. Okay, see if Adrian can get there. Uh-oh.
Where is this going?
This is turned over too much, and
Probably some good grass right there. Didn't want to get a huge skip, I don't think.
yeah, gonna be circle 2 at best over there. Here's Dallas on his approach, has an open window, and yeah, just
Yep.
yeah,
Close enough.
I agree. Should be. I mean, maybe he needs to be 5 feet farther because he keeps making all his long putts.
He does make some long putts. I think he'll be all right. This disc has been all over Aidan today.
Correct.
He's been throwing that thing everywhere. I'm thinking it's a Berg, if I had to guess,
It
based
might-
on the flight.
I don't know for sure.
Or maybe a Berg. What's the stable over
X.
Berg X?
And Adrian, with a
Yeah.
great effort off the basket, doesn't convert.
You can see him smiling about it afterwards. It's at the end of the round. He's tired, and it's almost a little comical of how frustrating this round has been
Sure.
for him. So that's the nice thing about disc golf is you play bad once, and you get to come back the next weekend and play better. So
Hopefully.
Adrian has won plenty of events this year. Not looking, I'm not foreshadowing anything, but not looking like this one's going to be a win for him, but I think he'll be just fine
Imagine
next
he
week.
just comes back, shoots 18 down.
That
Hole
would be
18, another par 4, shorter in distance on this one. It's all uphill, and it's all about position off the tee. You have to get into the open space. From here, it looks like we're off to that first bush on the left. It's actually the second cluster. We're actually right next to the basket of hole 15.
Yep.
It's just the shallower version of that. And there's plenty of space behind the basket. It's tucked in on the near side, so it's a little harder to access.
Okay.
Power lines are in play. The telephone
Yep.
pole's in play. So you really just need to make sure you are in a prime position. The farther right, I think you're pretty good in terms of attacking the basket.
Yep.
Inside, you can still get there, but it requires kind of like a grenade spike hyzer,
Mhm.
which is not in everyone's bag.
Wouldn't surprise me to see them go putter here or mid-range putter. I think both Jon and I think that was a mid-range from Aidan, but I think both of them just threw a mid-range. I doubt you'll see any high-speed drivers. This doesn't look like a high-speed driver.
I think it's
from Dallas.
a fairway from Dallas
Yeah,
here.
maybe like a Firebird or something.
Yep.
Little skip. Yep.
And he's just trying to chunk off a little more distance.
Yep. Is this
Uh,
a straight forehand?
Look, we're looking at it like Aidan did earlier in the front nine. We're not sure what the decision making is,
Yeah.
but it works.
He throws it so well. I wonder what that disc is. If it's a Rico or if it is a mid-range.
It might have been his putter that he just threw
I
350.
was going to say, it sure looks like a putter.
It was certainly slow. So I don't think Aidan minds being super far back because it lets him throw a faster disc on the
Yep.
spike angle. This is going to end up near circle's edge, which is a little more than what he
Right.
wants, but it's in the putting range. Adrian
This
now.
looks a little softer, maybe a little too soft. Sit.
And that'll,
Another
circle's edge.
30-footer.
Yeah. So right now we got a putt off.
Yep. Not really what you want on the last hole of the day. But for most of these guys, I
This
think
is
they'll be
wide.
Okay.
And I think that the telephone pole, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, is well placed because that's right where you want to throw the spike.
Right.
It's where you want to put it. Dallas is trying to mitigate the pole, but then puts the power lines in play
Yep.
by getting this close, which means he has to push it a little lower, which results in him getting a little farther. That looks like circle 2
Yep. We've
to
got
me.
4 30 to 35 footers.
Big
coming
putts.
up. My goodness.
Sure,
Jon.
Jon.
You know that always feels good.
5 down on the
A
back.
great round, ended by a great putt.
Yeah, I mean, he got his momentum back. Great catch from
Yep.
Adrian. So no one wants to get big putted here.
Right.
Dallas from maybe 35, 40 feet here.
Wow.
Okay.
This is such a hard putt for Aidan.
Yeah, is this the most high-pressured putt you can take?
Yes, it is. Sure.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Apparently, we lied. It were 4 tap-ins.
Yep.
No problem whatsoever. Star frame to end the round.
That's
and
awesome.
there was a 5-stroke lead going into this 9, and it's been erased. We have a race now for the finish.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the electric 18 holes to end this tournament.
Taking a look at our finals, or I'm sorry, not our final, round 2 standings, we have a race there for first and really a race for second. GT, Evan Walker, Peyton Walker, all at
Great
13
rounds.
down. Peyton Mergen, at 12 down. There's a race for third and a race for first, and we're going to have to find out how it ends when we come back for round 3.
See you there.